this anyway.
I mean, I think we should
Okay,
Not for a while, at least.
so this is, I think, chapter 5. So, at the end of this chapter, we are going to try and set half an hour aside so that the players can talk about how their character is dealing with things so far, in character-wise, and what they've been feeling going through all of this, and how this, in general is different for, how they normally act, etc. Essentially, their in-character experience in the first chapter so far. First chapter meaning the first, part of the story as opposed to, first session. So...
We actually have chapters in this one. It actually makes sense.
So, I promised everyone a luck roll. Epic,
I'll go first.
you get a +2 on this.
So
Demi,
9.
Okay, I'd do
you
that.
get a -1.
Fuck.
That one was for Bacon. Jackalor, you can still save Bacon, maybe, with a 1.
Hey!
Oh shit.
Oh, looks like Bacon.
I'm so
Lost.
sorry.
He's not even here. He's getting cucked.
I am so
I'm
very
pretty sure-
sorry.
I'm pretty sure you're not sorry. Just saying. You're never sorry.
Nah, he's actually probably sorry. He generally
Oh.
doesn't like it when the players aren't here.
Oh, it's him,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's shit hit him.
Who?
Oh yeah, I can see why you'd be sorry for that one. Yeah, definitely.
Who? Who specifically?
It's fucking epic.
Hey, is that Cleopatra or something? Holy shit, it actually is.
No
Yes.
comment.
What? I couldn't hear whatever that was. Someone just told me breakfast is ready, so.
Cleopatra has arrived.
Go as?
Okay, so you were intending to set up some wards, I believe, Jackalor.
Yes.
Um.
Over the coming weeks, yes. Also, yeah. Are you gonna talk? By the way, Epic, are you going to talk to Halfdan about the thing we talked about?
Which thing did we talk about
Yes.
particularly that I was supposed to talk about with Halfdan?
We'll work through this one thing at a time, okay? Because there's gonna be a bit of a time skip here. So, I guess the first most important thing is, how much information are you actually gonna be spreading to everyone in the city about what's happened? And how quickly?
I mean, to the elders and the sheriff.
You already had a discussion with the elders and the
yeah.
sheriff and Andy. And the Nosferatu, so the time is a-ticking for those. Like, those that want to find out are just gonna start trading wounds to the Gnosis now.
I mean, I'll probably just share it with at least the Primogen. All of them.
I mean, we could just call a Primogen Council for this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you want to call a council meeting then? Are you inviting anyone else to attend as a courtesy or as an observer or whatever?
Probably, I'd suggest that Andy invite one of the independents to the council meeting.
Well, whether you're inviting Andy is a question as well, because you don't necessarily have to. It's
I'm assuming. I mean, I'd inform Andy of that. I would really like a council meeting that, and as you are the standing in the prince's stead, you would be the one to call one.
Not necessarily. Primogen can independently assemble.
Yes, but I mean, it's for his sake I'm doing this.
So just because we're asking, since this is kind of a big thing, and we're getting all the sort of, we first talked to the older people and whatnot, and he's in the city right now. Should we maybe add as a spectator maybe Maxim? He's experienced as well. He might be able to help.
You're you can inform him if you wish, of course, but
I mean, mostly just, as Chris just said, do we want to invite anybody else on this Primogen Council real quick as a spectator? So,
no, I don't believe Maxim is a good choice. Yes.
okay.
But as I said, inviting some of the independents would probably would not be amiss. Probably, especially Mary Wright and Pamela Bell.
Oh, the ones that are useful to you, you mean?
I mean, Mary Wright is overall useful because she's the one that's going to be making silver bullets, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
And she
And
might
Pamela
want to know
Collins.
things. And Pamela is, another occult focused person who might know something and might help, might inform or might confirm my findings or something.
That is not a Primogen Council meeting thing necessarily. That's a discussion in the closed off part of Elysium among the people that are actually competent. The more people, the more, chances of things going wrong.
There would be here as observers, not as participants.
You can essentially call a semi-public meeting and just essentially
do that
call it
too.
public, but only inform the people you actually want to be there. A couple of randoms will probably show up, but then it's like, oh hey, they're trying to be open about this, and then it devolves in chaos anyway, because everyone's like, yeah, fuck you. Why should we follow you? The prince isn't here anymore. Why should we be scared of you?
Because he has the backing of all the elders.
Kurt stands up from the table, looks around. Yeah, why should we follow you?
That would be
Uh,
most unfortunate.
12 noble regiments rise up in the capital. They want to institute a republic.
I mean, at that point, I would be like, fine, you have a republic, just
Okay,
fine.
so what I'm thinking basically is, let's just have the regular, fucking council, just actual Primogens, Andy as sort of in for the actual prince, and of course the sheriff coming in, because the sheriff might actually be fucking needed on this.
Yeah.
And second, and for Pamela and Mary, what you want, I think you could just do that out of the Primogen Council. Just talk to them privately.
Well, I'd probably have to be there as well
Love that
because,
he forgot that Kurt is also the Bruja Primogen.
yes.
Right, I did forget that.
What does Andy think of the Tremere? Let's see.
I want
Let's
to be
take a
there
look
so I
at
can
Andy.
hold on to the.
I think he secretly despises you because he thinks you're a liability to the prince, but he probably feels obliged to follow the prince's lead. Oi.
I mean,
Okay. Sure. Are there any other observers you want to invite?
nope.
Okay. Then,
So,
Jackalor, there is the round table, and in the hall, off to one side, there's a line of chairs for the observers. You're sitting there all alone.
also, before the Primogen Council, could I get some private talk with Valda real quick?
Okay, what do you want to pass on to Volda?
Just basically that. Basically just going from looking back on the previous Primogen Council and how old the joking and teasing was fun, but it may have went over. So basically, I just want to see with Valda that I want to have her fun, but I don't want her to go over. So I was going to see with her if she could possibly, see it in herself to limit herself to maybe at least one of those jokes, on somebody else's account per council, just so she can have some fun but not go overboard.
Okay, that was very carefully done. Walrus succeeds on willpower. She's not triggered. She says she'll consider it.
And I think I will see about possibly walking in with Valda if she's okay with me coming in as a possible observer
Yay.
to try and prevent things from devolving too much. And I'll be actually telling Volva that I'll be trying to see if I can find a way for her to have a good release during these meetings. We'll see what I can arrange.
Okay, Walda is hesitant about this, but will happily let you come along. Andy is just gonna look at you when you're walking for a good 10-15 seconds, then just sigh and say, the observer seats are over there. King Crocodile is displeased with this lack of decorum. He's getting ready to come off the throne and show everyone who's boss.
Guess I should.
Oh no, it's like a line of crappy chairs here. You're not up on the railing. Fuck no.
I was completely understanding what you meant. I was just like, oh look, King Croc. Hey there, nice to see you again.
Okay, so since this would probably be a couple of days later, Epic, give me a perception awareness roll at 8 for reasons.
We give it 4 raisins. Did I have 2, 3?
You have
Where'd my sheet go?
what do you have? You have
it's
2
2.
currently in awareness.
Oh, that's 8.
Yeah, over the last couple of days, it's almost like there's a hum in the network. It's weird, like it's weird echoing quality, like something is picking up and amplifying any signals bouncing around in the nearby area.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's it. Andy sits down in Bacon's Prince chair and, motions with his hand that you may proceed.
I'm seeing if anybody else first wants to go.
I mean,
Of course, you're all doing that.
I'm pretty sure he motioned against you, Demi.
He just motioned across the table in general. There is a mildly awkward silence. So, wasn't it you, Demi, that was technically calling the meeting in this case?
Yes.
Fair enough.
It was Jack.
Actually, no, I can't call the meeting.
I know. I was wondering how you got away with it, but yeah, somehow you called the meeting.
He's me permitting the Tremere Primogen, who's obliged to follow orders to the letter so as not to give Jackalord an excuse, because he knows it's smelling of burnt vamp right now.
Okay, so after, just a few seconds of, silence, seeing if anybody wants to talk, I'm not beating the bush. I'm just going to sort of, put my hands on the table, get up from my chair, and just go like, so I'm going to be blunt about things. I think everybody here has realized that Andy is sitting where the prince was sitting. There's a reason for that. Big bad werewolves took our prince, basically is the essence of this.
Look around the table. Not as much surprise as you might expect from a pronouncement like that. It's almost like people suspected or knew, to various degrees.
Oh, there's Bacon.
Hello, Bacon. We're talking about you're missing.
Yes. When one speaks of the devil.
So, due to this, of course, I wanted to call a council of the wise primogen and see if what actions should we do to take back the prince from the enemy's hands. And of course, to inform you all of this.
And emotions for you to proceed. Let me specifically at you this time.
Okay. Just out of character, I need a little bit of reminders from the days from before. What's exactly the info of the werewolves do we have right now? I think Vivian would have definitely told us that there were 3 werewolves that took it, and that he was. Does Vivian know at least what direction he went?
She knows the area.
knows
She
exactly.
I
managed
know
to
exactly
get
where they are.
she
Yeah.
managed to get a glimpse of the cairn itself.
So we
I-
basically just know where they are, and we just basically have to go and get them. But that's basically it.
In
Oh
theory,
yes, into a woodland swamp. Well, not woodland so much as swamplands, filled with werewolves that might be hiding in any bog with a snorkel ready to drag you under and rip you apart, out of sight of your
Also, I think I
fellows.
would have informed them that it's very likely that what Vivian encountered was a very well protected werewolf sacred place, so they're gonna fight to the death.
Yeah. Okay. So I basically think I got all the info. So the info
Yeah.
that so I'm just gonna start talking back to the prince. So the info that we know. The prince was abducted by 3 werewolves, and they went into the to the east, into the swamplands and heavily dense vegetation. We know the exact position of the prince and where he is currently, thanks to Vivian. Of course, however, the problem being, of course, is that they are heavily defended by a powerful cairn. Actually, would I know exactly what a cairn is, or would I just say it's somehow different, like a node or something?
You would know that werewolves have holy place. You wouldn't necessarily know that the term cairn unless Jacklor shared it.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't have shared the specific name. I would have shared the one of their sacred places.
Okay. And the place they are, the sacred place, is heavily defended, and there is probably more werewolves than just 3. So we have 2 options. One of them being just go in there and try to get him back, which is a bad idea, or we could try and negotiate. And I'm leaning towards the latter, of course. But this is not my decision alone. This is why I ask of you, the Primogen Council.
All of them at the mention that you want to negotiate with the werewolves are looking at you like, wait, really? You? There is various levels of incredulity. The Toriator Primogen is leaning back in his chair giving you, wait, what, bitch? Look!
I know what you're all thinking, and I can see it on your reactions. But note that if there's a possibility to avoid any type of bloodshed, we are fighting against werewolves that were just able to go up to the prince's place and kidnap him. So they obviously seem to be experienced. And as powerful as I am and the other elders are, even we might have troubles against werewolves. Well,
Okay.
mostly, yeah.
Pause it here for a second because someone might interrupt you. Jacklord, how much have you told the Primogen?
I haven't informed them anything about werewolves. I haven't informed them yet. That's why
About
I'm
the
here.
situation, your Primogen specifically, Leonard.
Oh, I would have informed him as much as I could effectively.
Uh-huh. What about the agreement with Vivian and the secret dealings of elders? Would he know?
No.
Okay, perfect. He raises his hand and just goes, wait just a second, Halfdan.
Actually, I would have informed him that we're not fighting.
Too late,
We're not-
Jackalor. You can't
Whatever.
take it back when you realize what's about to happen. I'm sorry.
I mean, I misunderstood what you meant. Yeah, sure.
What is it, Leonard?
Aren't Gangrel one of the most directly combative clans? And haven't you been bringing a whole lot of new people in here? And now you want peace now that strength could be used towards something productive? Why don't you just go in here and get our prince back?
I mean, I can see your fair point, yes. I'm just looking out for those that would have no chance against the werewolves.
What are there, like 8, 10 Gangrel in town now? What are you talking about? There are more coming in every week. And I actually wonder, why are so many Gangrel gathering here? It seems an interesting coincidence in timing. And there are these stories about how Gangrel... He stops himself at that. But at least a couple of people are just looking at him now, contemplating.
I'm probably just looking at him with a really like fucking blank look, like really.
Jackalor, you may telepathy him to stop this train wreck. Because he's pursuing the clan's interests as he understands them.
Okay, I'll just roll it then. Assuming you're not sharing this willpower. Current willpower rating.
No, I don't think I am.
Intelligence and that's 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you tell him?
There's no need to be that aggressive. I have come to an agreement with Halfdan. He will at least attempt to not. He will at least attempt to make sure his Gangrel stay in line. But feel free to pursue putting them on the front lines.
Okay, Bacon, we're hearing noises from you, like, all the time.
Yeah, like really bad.
Strong wind.
Have
How
you
strong is a
considered
hurricane?
closing the window, or did you spend all the money on coke this week?
I think he had to sell his windows.
Who needs windows?
Okay, so he stops, and you see him... He just recalibrates while you're giving him that really now look. I think at this point, the Ventru Primogen is have them to take out a bucket of popcorn and share it with Andy.
Do it.
Andy's not gonna interfere with this train wreck. The two clans he once contained the most are about to have a shitstorm between themselves, so, have at it. Better than you going after me, essentially.
Also, I'd like to telepathy Halfdan as well.
Plead your innocence that this was unplanned by you
No,
anyway.
it's more like I'll inform him that I told him to, not be so goddamn aggressive. But I think I can also succeed because he has literally no willpower.
You can
Would
try to auto-succeed.
I have 9 dice. I think I can auto succeed.
I think yeah, he can.
Well, for simplicity's sake, when you're trying telepathy, to project, you can go for an auto-success, and you won't know if it's likely to succeed or not. But you can try for
fair.
one and just, if it's
I'll
enough, it's
try
enough.
I'll try to auto succeed.
Okay.
But yeah. Halfdan, just so you're aware, I did just tell my primogen to cool it a little. So, in case you want to, in case you were about to make, in case something bad was about to happen to him.
Have it. He has 9 dice in manipulation leadership.
The premier primogen?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Damn, son.
He proceeds to calm down and just reasonably, after planting that seed of doubt there, go, okay, we all need to resolve this crisis in the way that helps best, right? My clan is best at magic, that's why we are gonna be exhausting ourselves warding all the places of importance. And why the people that are best at fighting should be doing that, and glancing at the sheriff, and the Bruja are either needed for other duties or are relatively young, unlike the very powerful, very experienced Gangrel clan currently.
I would have informed him that there was an elder gangrel had recently arrived.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
How does this make you feel, Demi?
I just wanted to make a small little point that I'll just go. I can see all of your points, and I can see, however, even we the Gangrel believe that we are going to. Oh God, no! I've fucking already started. I'm too late. Fuck me. I gotta go. Gotta go for
Finish it.
Okay. The holy place of the werewolves is, well, as it states, the holy place of the werewolves. And as we know, werewolves are powerful. Thus, there's a chance that they might also have powerful magic protecting them. We cannot go exactly in through that magic, as we do not possess the way to counter that magic. So, while we can see the definite need of warding the city, we would also need somebody to go in and destroy their own magic, if you can see what I'm saying.
Out of character, do I know of a way to destroy? I think you specifically mentioned, yes, last time that I don't actually have a way of destroying their magic.
Oh, you would need to design a custom-made ritual to disrupt it.
Yeah, that's essentially what you said last time.
Unless
it's
you
doable.
had really high levels of counter magic, then you might be able to swing.
Well, yeah, because that's brute forcing it by flat out. Yeah.
Does Leonard, though, know that you don't know a way? Oh my god. Leonard
might
has
not.
crap in the cult. Leonard might not know what your limits are. Like, legitimately.
Shit. I mean, shit.
He succeeded, it
Give
seems,
me
really
a
well.
year and I could have one, but you know.
Okay, so he has some idea, to the very least. He's... God damn it. That would have been so good if he botched that.
Like, oh, no, you foiled us all.
He would be perfectly happy with it.
I mean,
He would get a lesser chantry in the city while the Lord takes over this one. He gets to be a regent of like the first circle. You're gone. Your old servants are under him. Everything works out, Leonard. Okay, what would he try
Don't
to
worry,
do
he didn't
here?
screw you.
He proceeds, well, From what I understand, what the regent told me, werewolf magic generally won't actually keep you out. It will just make the werewolves more effective on their home turf. I'm sure you would be able to handle them working as a team. And don't you have a magic user of your own in the Gangrel clan generously granted by the elders of my clan? Surely we could furnish him with some countermeasures against these things, and he would be better able to withstand the werewolves as he cast them anyway.
You don't. Okay. While we do have a user of thaumaturgy in the Gangrel clan, seeing as we want to reduce the effectiveness of the werewolves, and with the knowledge that the Tremere possess, would it not be more effective to work together to lower their effectiveness even further, instead of putting it all on one person?
I would love to promise you that, but we are gonna be busy for the most part warding every place of importance. And that is no easy task if we want those wards to last, including, I believe, a place inside your territory that your already powerful clan would be able to easily use as a safe haven, as opposed to the rest of us.
Out of character, is he talking about my domain or the Elysium that's being made?
The Elysium.
Yeah, well, the Elysium
Okay.
is more or
Talking about
less in the
Elysium.
park, as far as
Yeah, fair.
people have agreed
is.
so far, so it kind of looks like everything's coming up Gangrel to the rest of the clans, so...
Give me do you know the approximate time? How long would it take for you to finish these wards?
It's not a question of time, it's a question of exhausting our mental resources, which we might need in order to actually counter said werewolves. We can do this in probably a couple of nights, but we would be recovering from weeks, possibly months after doing all of that, to be back to our full
Okay.
strength.
And how many places are there? Well, not exact. Well, give me an approximate number, if possible, of how many places need the warding.
Should I like count them?
I mean, just give me an approximate number.
Probably like 3 or
Probably
4
five.
over the whole city.
Five
Oh,
at
there's gonna be
most.
more than that,
Yeah.
given how expensive this is.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, I just want to confirm this, Leonard. The warding is mentally exhausting. What about the actual countering the werewolf magic? Is it at the same measure, or is it?
You would have to ask the regent, glances over to the observers. He is our expert on werewolves.
And literally everything else as well.
You shush you!
Fuck, I don't have enough. I don't think I have enough politics to know. Can the permission actually tell observers to, get up and say something if we ask them, or?
I mean,
Not if you're Ventru, probably.
Yes.
But yes, Demi.
I
You don't
have
give a
enough
fuck
politics.
about etiquette to...
Yeah, so I'm just going to glance over to the regent, and regent, may you please rise and present all your knowledge.
of course, Primogen.
Long walk up to the
It
table.
is technically possible to dispel the wards, whatever wards and protections and enchantments the werewolves have placed upon their have placed there, but it is purely theoretical. The idea is mainly theoretical, and I would need to devise a ritual from the ground up to do this.
Or
It's
ask the
doable.
Lord for a favor.
Yes, or ask the Lord for a favor, which I don't mention.
Okay. I presume this making the ritual from ground up would take a long time, correct?
Depending on how, as my research progresses, I could tell you the more exact time, but anything from a few months to years.
Basically, time we don't have. Okay, then.
Yes, it's feasible, but do we really want to do it?
If we want to get our prince back, no. We need a faster alternative. Um,
Luckily, the Gangrel clan is already here. It's good that someone had the foresight to summon them in advance of crisis.
I fucking hate this guy already. Jack, I'm supporting you now for killing this motherfucker.
He is following his orders. He was told to defend the clan interests at the fucking table, and that's what he's doing.
I mean, I approve everything that's happening right now.
Jackalord literally told him to put the Gangrel on the front lines if he could.
I mean, of course, you don't know I did it, but you know.
Okay, so you said that we'd need 3 or 4 wards around the entire city, correct?
They would be individual places that would be more
Okay.
dead.
Not
So
the city, yeah.
okay, I was just again missing that. So 3 out of here, 3 or 4 wards just in those individual places, right?
Well, we would put up a single ward against werewolves for now.
Right, but in 3 or 4 places.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. I'm just confirming that so I can go something. So I was correct. 3. You said ward. There requires a ward in 3 or 4 places, correct? And I'm just going to presume, as I'm not skilled in thaumaturgy, would it require about 1 Tremere per ward to keep it sustained and up then, or would it require more?
It would last for a time after we cast it, but actually setting it in place and anchoring so it would last for a while would require a great deal of effort if it was over a larger area. Something like a small room is a lot easier than something like, say, this
Entire
place.
building.
God damn it. I really just okay. So thinking of my fucking plan. So there's gonna be. It's gonna take a fucking long time. I need these werewolves dead. And to be fair, on one part, I also do want the gangrel to just go hunt werewolf because that would be fun as fuck.
So what I heard was you are internally agreeing to the plan.
On one point, but I'm trying to basically get the Tremere to help more than they can. More than they're offering right now, basically.
Which is generally speaking more than we're going to be able to for the short term anyway. But you don't know that.
Okay. Just going with my anti-politics. Okay.
After pausing for a second, you notice that Michelle has leaned over and is whispering something into Andy's ear.
Can I hear that?
Do you have Auspex active?
Yes, I do have Auspex active.
Roll perception alertness.
Difficulty?
We're gonna call it a base of 9 because she's trying to be as quiet as she can be.
I think I heard her.
Yeah, I think I heard her too.
Okay. Yeah. So both of you hear her whispering, over Demi talking. Something, he's very powerful. Yeah, Thorbrand. You would respect someone like Halfdan. Perhaps the Malkavians are extremely good at contacting. And well, if we lose a Malkavian unit, that's an acceptable loss in the current situation, considering how powerful I hear Thorbrand. We could recruit him and add him to the tip of the spear.
That's no, so out of character. I think that's not so not happening. But I mean, I think it in character. I think it would be worth a try. Maybe. Maybe.
Here they are from much the same area, Thorbrand and Halfdan. They might be able to communicate in ways the others cannot. They
As
are
if there's
almost.
some kind of.
They have
Elvish.
so much in common after all. And he's
Fucking Swedes.
you know, let's see her manipulation expression roll for that. See if that is having an effect. And he seems skeptical at this.
And I'm very, very curious about something, so I'm actually going to read her mind, see if she knows anything about Thorbrand that I don't.
You know, I almost feel like doing the same thing, but I'm
Okay,
not sure.
those of you reading her mind, roll for it.
Fucking sure.
Why not?
Intelligence subterfuge.
Aruman. Auto character wise, she's trying to convince them to send in a Malk or Halfdan to try and recruit Thorbrand, because Thorbrand is apparently a good fighter. Okay.
Yeah, what's your willpower?
Well, let's see, what is her will? That kind of matters. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
How
Okay.
low is it?
Low enough. Let me just.
Well, I read everything.
Yeah, probably.
I almost certainly do.
Okay, so both of you, since you're focusing on everything she knows about Thorbrand, she has apparently taken the time over the past couple of days to talk to some of the local independents who used to be with the Sabbat to see what they might know that the others might not about anything that could be used against the werewolves. And she does know a bit about what the werewolves were like under the Sabbat, but she knows in particular that Thorbrand is on one or two occasions ripped a whole pack apart on his own. So
holy shit.
Fuck me.
generally speaking, weak and stupid fucks, cause smart ones and strong ones don't want to risk it. But because, you know, usually it was like a lone powerful vampire going in there trying to eat the powerful vampire and ambush him. But, you know, generally people just left him the fuck alone. And that seems like a, you know, good policy generally. Thorbrand, he usually hangs by himself, but he occasionally shows up to public gatherings to make sure that, you know, people can't just go, oh, he doesn't matter. Just show his face so that he gets some semblance of rights. That then makes up the rest with a lot of power. And yeah, he's essentially, the few facts they have is he's old, he's powerful, and he is from somewhere in the Scandinavia region. So
Oh my god, he's fucking Norwegian, isn't he?
no comment.
Oh no. Oh no, we're gonna kill each other. Bad.
Oh,
Fuck.
Or he's gonna fucking hug you.
Well, look,
no,
if he
no,
hugs him and kills him, he does both, right?
Yes, see, technically that's also a possibility.
Also, based on what hints she was able to pick up, he doesn't necessarily, well, he might be older than those places being distinctly established countries. He might be from when those areas were still happily divided. In other words, he's happily older than Halfdan, and he's been around for a while.
And me.
And
Bye.
you.
A long time.
And me, probably.
He's older than all of
definitely.
us.
Yeah.
So if you could actually get him, that would be great. Other than that, Michelle is willing to work with Vivian, but she would still happily weaken the Gangrel Malkavian alliance, and since more Gangrel are coming in, getting rid of Halfdan is the prime way of doing that. So if Thorbrand kills Halfdan, that is the most excellent fucking outcome for that. That or just pick off a random Malk neonate, that helps too, a little bit. At least it will sour the relations here and there, and she can weasel in.
I'm just gonna ask right now. Can I get anything else?
Generally, you would be able to get her. You both would be able to get things tying to what you are looking for, essentially. So her conversations with the ex, quote-unquote, independent / Sabbat assholes.
Did you ask for any boons during that time?
From them?
Or did they ask from her for the information or something?
Nothing much. It was mostly, okay, establishing, lines of communication, and if this, helps you do something that looks really good, make sure to mention my name. That kind of repayment. It was just, general knowledge rather than any particular secrets. It's just that she did the legwork.
Yep. I'm just
I
gonna
can
keep
get
the little telepathy line open, just so that I know more or less what's going on with her through the meeting for now.
Yeah. Other than that,
Taking the
she
words out
did
of my
also
mouth.
ask about werewolves, which is the one point which you might be interested in. Generally, they took a stance of very armed neutrality. It's like walk mildly softly and carry a very, very big stick. They just preemptively fuck up anyone who so much as tries to fuck with them. And they have been following that form, so when Bacon sent in someone with silver, they just decided they need to make another example to make people stay the fuck away.
Turns out they're going to go and get a fucking
I
army
not
on
even
their
know
heads.
he's the leader. Huh.
Yeah.
They know he's a leader.
Yeah.
They're
They
used to
don't
the
know
Sabbat
exactly how.
structure, that's the thing. They wouldn't know.
Yeah, they wouldn't know it. They just kidnapped someone that could get an army on their heads.
Oh, another one of these strong fucking packs. Well, hello, asshole. Wasn't that tough. Went down in single hit. Can't have been that powerful.
I mean, I'm sure Bacon will let me have some werewolves to experiment on after this.
Sure. Make something great with them.
Shadow Lords unite with Wendigo and Uktena to launch a joint crusade. Decide to split the
They'll
clan down
never
the
know.
middle when they retake the Chantry. Have peace forever after in the city over their great victory.
Sounds like a lovely conclusion.
30 werewolves show up outside the Chantry.
Okay.
There's always 5 on patrol at all times of the day now.
Fuck.
So yeah,
They
that's...
wouldn't know about the mirrors, and I don't think they would be but the Lord might.
About what?
Mirrors.
Werewolves probably wouldn't, but the Lord might just cut you off.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, so I suppose we get back to the regularly scheduled meeting for the moment.
Uh-huh.
I was going to continue just seeing something with Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
So after
Now that
taking
me
that
and
small,
Jack have taken all the secrets.
so after that small little pause, I'm just gonna go like, So your proposition is to give the Gangrel with Taunt Liturgy some books and knowledges, basically, to help assist him. Is that correct?
Well, I'm sure we could figure something appropriate out.
My concern is, should you, should I continue or just play?
Continue, yes.
Okay. See, my concern is that if we were just to get this knowledge, as I said previously, time constraints. We all want to do things fast, and we want to get the prince back as well. Now, I'm not 100% capable, not 100% certain of Archie's, not of the Gangrel's knowledge. However, what I'm proposing is but one of the Tremere to help assist the Gangrel so that they can speed up the process. For I'm almost assured that that the Tremere have much more experience and knowledge with this and can speed the process up much larger. And to my other question, what I wanted to do, if you were to give one of the Tremere, not sure who's your strongest or most wisest, but maybe something of a middle, how much would it affect you?
Well, that's an interesting question. Generally speaking, I believe you need a certain level of skill in magic to effectively contribute to the making of a ward, so the most knowledgeable would be needed to pool their wills to actually establish those. But the regent would know the specifics far better than I.
Oh,
I just do a little sigh. Turn to Regent. Regent, may you please rise and give your knowledge again?
of course.
Fucking just hurry up, you slut.
uh, well, I won't share the exact how it's done, but yes, I need I need Tremere of a certain level of power who can then join our wills together to empower the rituals. The leader of the ritual is casting.
And by your expertise and knowledge of this area, if one Tremere were to assist another user of thaumaturgy and use their magic in a combination, how fast do you believe that they could achieve their goal? As to see if they can simply do it fast enough so that the Tremere can return and proceed to help you again.
What exactly are they trying to accomplish here?
What I'm basically trying to do is use one of your Tremere to help help Archie to just basically speed the shit up, so that we can weaken the magic over there fucking werewolf, so we can just hurry the fuck up.
I mean, again, the whole area is purely theoretical. It would require either my help to do it, or it would, and I would be the one who would be leading would be among the ones that would be doing the wards. In fact, one of the primary ones doing the wards.
It would probably
But yeah,
be a useful retarded, as you call him, because he actually knows the warding circle versus werewolves.
which one again?
Charles.
Oh yeah, Charles. Yeah.
Otherwise, you would be taking a +2 to the difficulty, so you could force it through, but it would be harder for you.
Yeah, but I have one of the biggest willpower pools of the Tremere.
That doesn't matter if you're pulling pools anyway.
True. True. I mean, I guess I could be there to help, but again.
See, what another thing is, while your warding process is going to, actually act for a few nights, if we, the Gangrel, were to go in, we would almost do a hit and run, get in and get out. So in a sort of sense, if by accomplishing our task, we can accomplish a task faster than waiting for the other task to finish.
But again, the countermeasures against the werewolf wards are, as I said before, purely theoretical. I would have to make something up, either on the spot or start now preparing.
Does Michelle have an interest in fucking our Jackalor? You know, you see her contemplating Epic since you kept the link open. Just essentially.
I also kept the link open, by the
Okay,
way.
yeah, then you
I didn't
both
have
sense her
internet.
contemplating, just mentioning that, you know, Premier have higher ups, and surely someone has run into this problem. You could either go over his head or ask him to talk to the Lord, and at the council table it would be hard for him to say no, but the Malkavian, he's opposing. No, need to keep him as strong as possible to oppose this very worrying alliance of two clans. No, best not weaken him. Maybe another time.
But yes, it should be possible for me to aid you, but as it would require me to know more about the specifics of how to do it and how it will be done.
Well, I guess to sort of start in a time limit, I guess we should possibly first give us a deadline of sorts to almost hurry us up, really. I'd say we'd maybe have, well, remembering that the prince wasn't killed on the spot, so he was taken. Depending on what goes, there might be up to 4 to 7 days of time that we may be able to react.
I'll just roll my occult right now to see what the fuck I can even do in those days.
In 10 days?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Difficulty?
Make it difficulty 8, because this would have to be really improvised and really dirty and really fast.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things I could try, but really, I don't think it's possible within that time span.
There is one way. You would essentially need to make it to the center of the node, and then you in particular, as an old and not very humane kindred, could with a at least half full blood pool open your veins and ritually spill your tainted blood over the cairn, and that might fuck it over for long enough, hard enough to take the defenses down. But you would have to be on the inside doing it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it would really be
I
plausible.
mean, if you had enough Path of Mercury, you might get lucky and get a minute in the center before the nearest werewolf ripped your head off.
Yeah, but again, it's not really possible. It's not really plausible. So yeah, in that time span, there's nothing that's really plausible.
Well, then it seems that's off the table. Is there?
And he stands up.
I stop and just look to Andy.
Well, it seems that it's quite clear that a military solution is a long-term prospect. That being the case, I will be ordering Derek, who the prince in his wisdom appointed chancellor, to try and open diplomatic relations with the werewolves.
Oh fuck.
Andrew just jaw drops. Oh no, you fucking didn't!
I give a slight nod to this.
I mean,
And he starts to slowly stand, opening his mouth. Does anyone wish to react?
I go back to my place to sit.
Just casually signs a death warrant like that. Bacon appointed him, did his fucking job.
By the way, how do you address Andy now? Is it in a formal way? Regent Prince? Just Prince?
Seneschal is his
Neither.
official.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Seneschal. Because he's just incorrect. So Seneschal, question for you then. Since
Andrew
you stated
just launches into, you can't possibly mean his guilt. You'll be ripped apart! What the fuck are you? Think with this, Andrew might actually need to roll self-control here, because this is no
Yeah.
bueno.
Yeah.
Try and rip Andy's face. Yeah, no.
Oh. That was bad.
I guess it's time to roll initiative.
It took
Yeah.
us till the second Primogen meeting for this to happen. That's an achievement.
I think this came out of the blue. He just
Holy
started
shit.
screaming right next to me.
I think it's break time, by the way. Right?
Hmm?
Oh,
Break time for the before
Yes,
combat.
we're gonna start the combat after the break. It's just fuck me. It's like, oh shit! Leap. I want to leap at the seneschal.
Yeah, I'll be going now. You're back.
God fucking damn it.
I didn't expect this. He just started screaming right next to
You
my
should have. I was expecting it. I was actually expecting this.
That's like, there are 3 Toreador in town. Yeah, we can write this one off. This is Bacon's doing. He put a moron in charge of diplomacy. He has no chance. And he made Andy seneschal at the same fucking time. These are the consequences of elder decisions. See, Bacon, this is how you lose your child, because you put him in a position where this could happen easily.
This is amazing. I love this.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
I mean, it's fine. You have 2 spare Toreadors. He might as well spend one.
I mean, it's a Toreador. They were supposed to be sociable.
I mean, he's sociable. He's also dumb as a brick.
They don't need to be smart. They are werewolves. They are also
Yep.
just a break.
So this was some out of character I expected. In character, Vivian's mouth just kind of dropped.
God,
You keep that mouth closed, little lady.
oh dear.
I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, I'm gonna split
Apparently
the
everyone needs
video.
to be right back.